went and saw Fantastic Four day one. And I think when I got out of it, I told you a 7.5. But I think the more I think about it and think back on it and like how much I liked it and like its place in the MCU and what it means, I think it's actually better than it. I think it's more 8, maybe a little bit higher than that.
Oh, okay.
It goes more back to, from my understanding, kind of the Phase 1 movies.
Well, there's a lot of
where
things
it's
about
very
it.
self-contained.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things about it that really like set it apart from all of the other stuff that you're watching now, where you've got to watch Thunderbolts. You had to watch a different movie, 2 other TV shows, and some of those were a couple years ago.
I don't think you really have to have seen anything
for
to
Fantastic
watch
Four.
this
You
movie.
have to have seen literally nothing.
Okay.
This movie is its own thing. It's entirely contained. I'm not going to spoil too much because it's only been out a week, not even a week, but it's on its own Earth. And so I think there's a misconception, which I think was done on purpose, that it's set in the 60s. It's not. It's a different Earth. So
it's
like
a different
all
Earth,
of the
and it
tech,
has the retro.
Yes,
yeah.
all of the tech is just retro future tech. Like they have flying cars, they have all this other stuff. So it's not that it's 60 years ago. It's just this is how this world progressed. So it works. And you don't have to worry about like, are they going to time travel to the current day? No, they're in the current day. It's just this is how their world works. Because they have, this isn't really a spoiler just because it's a plot point, but they have capability to do faster than light travel, to warp to different planets and stuff. So like clearly it's not set in the fucking 60s.
They say what Earth it is.
Yes, it is Earth 818 or 828 because that's Jack Kirby's birthday and he created the Fantastic Four. They show that at the end and you're like, oh, okay, cool.
That makes sense.
So it's its own contained universe. Another thing that they did that I like that a lot of superhero movies don't do anymore is no origin story. They've been the Fantastic Four for 4 years, and they make it clear to say like the opening of the movie is there's an in-universe TV special about there are protectors. It's been 4 years. Let's show you some of the highlights. So it shows them fighting a whole bunch of villains that would never be big enough to get their own movie to be the villain.
No, and that's cool.
Perfect.
That's a
As
good
someone
way to
who likes the Fantastic Four, I got to see a couple guys who I would never otherwise see.
See in a movie.
Yeah, pretty fun. And then like you're just kind of like thrown into it because at this point, even if you're not a Fantastic Four fan, the one guy stretches, the girl is invisible, one dude's made out of fire, and one dude's made out of rocks. You just know it. You don't need to be told how it happened. And they reference it a little bit, but it's not a plot point. I thought everybody's performances were very good. Especially like the Thing and Human Torch, like together. Great. Sue is she's not like the typical woman in the team where she kind of takes a step back and doesn't say anything. She takes over when she has to take over, and it's great.
Sure.
And then Pedro Pascal, we've talked about it a lot. He's a very good actor. He's a very good actor
that's just unfortunately overused right now.
And he did not fit to me. As someone who, I say it a lot, but like I'm not trying to say like I know more about the Fantastic Four than everyone, but like I've read the comics. I have a whole bunch of them. Like after like Spider-Man and Daredevil, they're probably like my next favorite Marvel like thing. Yeah. So I've read a lot of stuff about Reed. I've read a lot of stuff about their kids and like everything. So he just kind of he fits and he doesn't, to the point where I just wish it was somebody else, anybody else. I think they did a better job with like Johnny and the Thing by casting 2 guys who are not uber famous, but are known.
Yeah, like the one dude's fame is from Stranger Things and the other dude's from The Bear.
Right. So like, so they're both very like, them, but it's not like that's the only thing I ever see them as is those people.
Yeah.
Her, like, she's been in enough stuff here and there, but I don't feel like she's ever been uber famous.
She's not. I wouldn't say she's a household name of an actress, but
Fast and Furious. She's been in Mission Impossible. Like she just does kind of a lot of stuff, and she's great too. He just
I'll say it's kind of holds back being a typical jokey Marvel movie.
Yeah, there's jokes, but it's jokes because Ben and Johnny are like they're like brothers, so they rib each other all the time, and it's all about like them doing. There aren't really like other jokes other than that. I wish it would have leaned a little bit more into humor because it does get a little serious at times.
Okay.
There are a couple things that in the context of the movie, like maybe I didn't hear it or wasn't paying enough attention, but the timeline for how long it is between certain things,
Okay.
it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
They'll say something at one point like, oh, it's going to be a month, but then they're immediately back in this other place. And you're like, has it been a month? And then they have to build all this stuff. And it's like, but then it's done. You're like, how long did that take? How much time do we have?
Sure.
You're kind of like forced to kind of take a leap of faith. It's also noted that this movie's 2 hours, which for a Marvel movie is short.
Does it feel like it's chopped up in any places?
It's missing parts.
Okay.
Because there's been talks about they've cut a lot of stuff out. Like John Malkovich was supposed to be in it. He's not in it at all.
He's not in it at all.
And you can tell, and you know where he's supposed to go, but they skip over it.
Interesting.
Natasha Lyonne is in it, which I think I remember I knew. She's in like 2 scenes. And she's meant to be like a love interest for Ben, but she's not the one that he typically has in the comics. But there's clearly something missing, like a full scene of them talking or something is gone
or something.
Yeah, they're like, we need to cut that to keep the movie going.
Does other than like end credit scenes, does anything in the movie itself set anything up for what's coming?
The mid credits,
Doomsday stuff, just the end credit scene. Okay,
yeah.
But nothing that happens in this movie would really have any impact on that.
There is a mention at one point where, so in universe, Reed has like a Bill Nye show, and he does like a lot of complex math and all the stuff on the board, and he makes a mention of the multiverse is real, but it's just kind of like we know that it's real. And then they move on. They don't talk about it. They don't go to any other places in this thing. But you know, the end of Thunderbolts, spoiler, showed them showing up in this universe.
Yeah,
that scene doesn't happen in this movie.
Interesting.
Of them coming here.
Not even like an end credits.
Not at all. I thought maybe it would be end credits, but end credits is one of those like jokey ones where it's meant to just be kind of a fun, hey, thanks for sticking around kind of a thing.
Okay.
The mid credits one is the big one. I didn't really care for the mid credits scene. I think they could have done it better. As someone who so Franklin, their son, very important thing that he exists.
And I would assume his birth happens during this movie.
Yes, it happens in the middle of the movie. He's a plot point for the whole thing. Like he's very important to the concept of the Marvel universe as a whole in comics and in everything. He's a very important person. In terms of his power. I don't know. This isn't really giving it away because he's existed in comics for years. His power is he basically has the power over dimensions itself. He can create them and collapse them and do whatever he wants. He time travels frequently. He does all this kind of shit. There's some stuff where in the future it turns out he might be related to Kang or all kinds of crazy shit happens with him. And they have another kid later where even crazier shit happens with, but we don't even touch that in this. Thank God.
Okay. Fair.
So mid credits is important for the setup, but it isn't much. It's if you missed it, it doesn't really matter.
That's a year and a half from now.
Well, yeah, because that's the next movie is Spider-Man, which is a year away.
Next year,
then Doomsday is months after
Christmas.
That. Yeah. So we've got a long time between the next two. So they really don't have to do a ton. I think doing anything substantial here would have been too much, considering how far away it is. And considering we've already revealed that Robert Downey Jr. is Doom, which the more I think about it, the less I don't believe it.
That it's probably just a swap for somebody else.
My theory is, and this is getting off track a little bit, my theory is he is Tony Stark from a different dimension. In that dimension, he became Doom, which does happen in the comics, of course, at one point. And maybe they bring him in to help them fight the other Doom. It could be anything. But my theory is he's not the real one, and there is another one. And if that is the case, that's a hell of a swerve, and I love it. If it's not, it's kind of a cop-out that they just cast this. But so the mid-credit scene, I don't want to say what it is because it is a fun thing. But it could have. I wanted something completely different. What I wanted was adult Franklin to show up And because my thought would be you could have set up a lot of fun stuff where then we could have Franklin as an adult character in Doomsday and Secret Wars and all this kind of stuff, and we don't have to like just dump it on you then. But it could have been cool to have like somebody come in and be like, he shows up and he just goes, "Hi, Mom," or something like that, and then like the look on her face, and then it cuts or something. There's something we could have done that's more than what they did because it's not really anything.
But would they age up all these characters that much
for him? I wouldn't. It's not aging him up. I would time travel in a future version of him.
Oh, okay.
To be like for him to show up, be like, I had to come back because it's about to get real fucked, kind of a thing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Where like he's the harbinger of something real bad's about to happen. And something's bad about to happen, then I can't stop it. Would be something where that would like set the stakes for Doomsday. It's like going to be super fucked up at some point, you know? Because you would have to think that since Doomsday is, by all intents and purposes, is the empire of this trilogy, and then and Secret Wars is going to be Jedi.
Yeah.
And Doomsday, like a lot of people are probably going to die because they've already said Secret Wars is it. We're done. They just came out and said, like, after Secret Wars, we'll restart, which is what they need to do. So
I can tell you,
nobody's safe anymore.
I can tell you because I watched a video yesterday of a guy piecing together what his theory is for what the Doomsday movie is, just by like things that have leaked and things that, you know, because there have been leaks of like them filming that movie right now and stuff.
Right.
I will tell you, I won't tell you on here because I don't want to spoil it for anybody if that is what happens, but I will tell you the way that guy theorizes it, there is a very, very major death at the end of Doomsday that
there has to
will probably put a lot.
I've also seen rumors that movie begins with a ton of deaths.
I can see that too.
Right.
But the one that I'm referring to is that it would be at the end of the movie and would really kind of set the stage for all that battle world stuff for Secret Wars.
Secret Wars is going to be fucking crazy because it's going to be anybody who's
if they can pull it off.
Anybody who's left alive will have to be in that movie,
right?
And I'm talking like villains and stuff too, because the whole point of Battleworld in the comics is like heroes versus villains, and the Beyonder wants to see who's best. And you know. And if anybody's going to survive the Avenger, like the Secret Wars purge, it's going to be Spider-Man and finish off his stuff. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, Secret Wars he gets his suit, but because that's where Venom came from. But
yeah, and if we're ever going to do it, that's
the way to do it. Because the Sonyverse is dead, Secret Wars is in like 3 years. Like that's the time to do it. But yeah, so Fantastic Four, like it's a great movie. It is a standalone movie. You don't have to see anything before.
Makes me more excited to see it
if you don't want to, which is crazy. Very, very. I came out of it going, yeah, it was good. There's some CG problems, but every fucking movie has CG.
Every fucking movie right now has that issue.
Yeah, so I highly recommend it. I got the Thing cup, which is really cool.
Hell yeah.
Sucking on my thing the whole time. But that was like the cups were really cool. That was an AMC.
That was the AMC.
That was an AMC bonus. Yeah.
You get the Galactus.
No, I don't even think they had any of those, but they had the Herbie popcorn bucket, which the people next to us got, and they showed me how like he has a little button, he lights up a little 4 on, he projects like a 4.
I like that.
Yeah, it's very good. I recommend it. I'm excited to see what they do with these characters in Doomsday, like what kind of role like Reed's going to take and all this stuff. But,
yeah,
I recommend it. I actually, part of me kind of wants to go see it again, just because. But yeah, but that's it for me.